Hello, my dear YouTube followers. I'm back, and this week it's about don't compare yourself. I know, we all know we should not do it, but it happened to me last week, and what a shitty feeling. So I have thought about it, I have written about it, and here is my latest episode called Don't Compare Yourself. And thank you very much for being here and for watching. This podcast episode contains adult language. Not often, but when I say it, it comes from the bottom of my heart. Hi, I'm Anna, also called the Time Expert. Just a short wish to start with. If you like what I do, may I ask you to share your favorite episode with only one person? That would be lovely. Thank you. And if you are new here, well, welcome. God, I can't believe I did it. Something I usually avoid with all circumstances. And I knew, always have known, if you do it, it will lead to unhappiness. So yes, you understood right. I did something to myself where I know the consequences, unhappiness, and nevertheless, I did it. And as if that was not bad enough, I heard myself saying a phrase that I've never heard myself saying. This is too big. I can't do it. With other words, I'm not good enough to do this. What the fuck, Anna Jelen? Who is in this body? This is not the Anna I have been living with my whole life, so get out of this body, stranger. Let me back in. Now, I am sure you want to know what drove me down the road to unhappiness, and I am convinced that this happens to many of us every single day. No good. So it's time to talk about this. But before we get there, let me tell you how it happened. As you might know, I'm trying to write a book. Yes, trying. Which seems funny, doesn't it? I have been writing since the day I know how to spell. And one of the first phrases, by the way, I ever wrote was, "Today I have many sand fleas." But anyway, in September last year, I started reading books about how to write better. I began to do online video courses, and just a month ago, I attended an online virtual Zoom class with 100 other people. And I was so thrilled to participate. It was about poetry because, hey, why not learn everything possible that is out there about writing? The moment turned up for our first exercise. Write a poem in 20 minutes about an incident that has changed your life. I wrote 24 lines. It takes 1 minute to read the poem, and this, my dear listener, that is gigantic. And I was delighted. Who wants to read their poem? My favorite poet and host of this workshop named InQ asks. I raise my hand and push the hand button on Zoom to signalize me. But someone else gets picked. A woman sitting in her pyjama in her living room in the UK, and she starts to read her poem. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't stop, and it is brilliant. Then the next one is picked. A young guy placed in California starts to read his incredible poem. And after a few minutes in, I begin to look for the function on how to erase my little raising hand emoji. There is no way that I will read my little kindergarten poem. No fucking way. But I cannot erase my little hand. So I choose to enable video and audio instead. If they pick me and they put me back on video and audio, I'm simply going to stand outside the picture. The audience will see an empty chair. They might wait for a few seconds, but then they will pick someone else. See how desperate I was not to read my poem? 3 workshops later, I feel like a tiny little heap of a nobody. And for the first time, I actively do this personal crime. I compare myself to others. The others are better. Everyone in this workshop is better than I am. Wow, what an incredible, shitty feeling is that? But this is not the end. A few days later, I'm lying on my bed, reading short stories by Tolkien. The day after, I'm sitting in Salvatore in my chair and I read short stories by Dickens. Then by Agatha Christie, Hemingway, Jane Austen, Neil Gaiman and Scott Fitzgerald. Then it's time to write my daily portion for my book, and I'm sitting there staring at what I have written so far, and again the thought comes up, I can never do it as good as they did it. Now let's be clear here. I am comparing myself to the greatest writers of all time. Am I fucking crazy? This is the crème de la crème of self-destruction. So now I have experienced why the comparison is the thief of joy, like Roosevelt said, or why comparison is the killer of your confidence and takes away your focus. Because if you compare yourself to others, the others get more attention than you. And this is the wrong path. I read another quote by Bill G who says, "Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world, and if you do so, you are insulting yourself." The critical question we need to look at is, why do we compare ourselves with or to others? Is our life not good enough? Do we have other expectations? Are we trying to change this? Maybe we compare because what we see over there looks better. But is it really? If we compare ourselves with others, what do we see? We only see a fraction of their lives and truth. I once had a conversation with a young, sweet girl who said she wanted to be like Kim Kardashian. Really? I asked her. Yes, she's everything and she has nice family members, they love each other and she's so natural because she lets her film all day long, even in the sad moments. No star is so authentic like she is. Well, shall we look closer? How about sleeping in your own house with at least 6 guards standing around? How about taking 100 selfies before you publish the one you like? How about having a camera in your face all the time? How about no intimacy at all? And I wonder what it really deep inside means when we hear our kids say, "I want to be the next Tiger Woods," or "I want to be like Lady Gaga." What's not good enough to be you? There is nobody like you. And I think that's so cool. There's nobody out there like you. And I love to encourage them to find their individuality, the characteristics only they have, only you have. Now we compare our lives to the life of someone else. But we also compare our bodies, something we are born with. Hard to change this structure, and still some do. So let's talk about boobs and butts. One day, some magazine says the new good looking is to have big boobs. Imagine you go and get big boobs. A few years later, the same magazine will tell you the new good looking is to be androgyne. So now you need small boobs. Well, shit, here you are with your balloon-sized silicone titties. Same with butts, lips, eyebrows. Take any body part, there is always someone telling us what's the ideal. And I cannot describe how worried and sad this makes me. Let's get back to my story. I was miserable comparing my writing to others, so I had to change this. And the way I did it was simple, and I even gained confidence. First, I said to myself, I will keep inspire myself by others. But I must understand that I will never write like Hemingway or Dickens, and that is okay. But what I can do and what I want to do is to bring out the best I can do. I can try today to become better than yesterday. And I approach this by learning about the craft and slowly to find my individual style. And another cool realization I had is this: nobody else than me will be able to write a book a la Anna Jelen. I'm the only one who can do this, and that's taking the high expectations away. So yeah, comparison in any way makes unhappy. But the worst part is this: it takes away the enjoyment of the process. How can it be fun to write a book if I only think it's not good enough? Well, it's zero fun. It shall not only be about the result. No, on the contrary, the result is only the bonus of your doing. And the doing shall be fun and get all the attention. Imagine climbing a mountain. How frustrating if you climb 2 days without any enjoyment, just to experience 10 minutes of joy when you are on the top. Imagine you could appreciate the 2 days of climbing as well. The process often takes so much more time, so it's worth it to get there that we can enjoy it. To enjoy life is to enjoy what you are doing, in other words, to enjoy the process. I remembered the saying, participation is more important than winning. And when I read this, I realized that I wasn't having as much fun as I wanted in the poetry workshop. I was too focused on comparing my poems with other poems. So I decided to do it again. I have signed up for the same poetry workshop once again. But this time I don't care about the others. This time I will focus on my writing, on my learning, and enjoying seeing and hearing my favorite poet. If my poem has 3 lines, it will be Anna Jelen's shortest poem, and that's fine. My dear listener, wherever you are, whatever you do, let's celebrate your individuality. Focus on what you are, what you have, and you can still build upon this. You can be proud of yourself. You have made it this far. You can be proud of yourself. You have made it this far, and it keeps on going. So let's enjoy it. Until next week, back in your ear or eyes, take care, and thank you for being here, listening to my thoughts about comparison. I'm sending you lots of love, and take care. Bye-bye. Bye. My name is Anna. I'm the time expert.